Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back. Yes, this is a new setup, Christmas and all. I'm at our holiday house. And today I do have a new topic. It's not Lord of the Rings, surprise. And I do have a new guest who hasn't been on my channel so far, but she knows my channel because she edits most of my videos, the good ones. Mia, welcome. Thank you for joining me on our epic, Star Wars Boba Fett adventure.
Thank you for such a lovely invitation. Yeah, I wanted to say I'm behind your channel sometimes. I like to see myself that way. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mia is a geek like I am. She loves Star Wars, but Mia told me, don't oversell me. I haven't seen everything. I haven't seen everything. I stopped watching some stuff because I didn't like it, but I'm big into Clone Wars and Rebels and all the additional stuff. The new ones are not canon for me, but anyway, we're not talking about that here. But I think we were both so excited about Boba Fett. And yeah, it just dropped today. And we both saw it and we decided, to give it a go and to talk about it, to talk about episode 1. And Mia, just overall, were you as me as a child, were you a Boba fan as well? Or were you like, okay, whatever, he's a dude in an armor. I'm more interested in Han Solo or Luke Skywalker.
I actually loved Darth Vader the most. I don't know why. I just
Hello, welcome to the dark side.
it's like I always tell my daughter, I am your mother. It's like it's almost every day when I put her to sleep. And I just love his character.
Not creepy at all, but
no,
okay.
not creepy at all. No, but I really like Boba as well because he's perfect. He's like an anti-hero. Like I love Harley Quinn, for instance, right? She's one of my favorites also. Yeah. So I like more characters who are like a little bit naughty, but then also good. Like they have a good heart. That's the most important. I think that's what we see in this episode.
Yes, exactly. We see it in this episode. He's not just the guy in the armor. He really not just a Mandalorian. He has, a human side, and we'll go through that. And I really love that they show that more and more because they tease it in the Mandalorian already. So he showed up in Mandalorian season 2. In the beginning, I was like, no way, Boba is helping Mando. He's totally, he'll totally be the bad guy. And I was so surprised. He wasn't the good guy, but he was more than a great character. He was on the side of the good. He aided,
he's righteous. I think that's what we can call him, righteous. He has his own ways. Definitely he has his own ways. And that's cool. That makes him. I think that's what
his profession
really cool.
is a bounty hunter, so he needs to survive, right? And sometimes we all do things to survive, and you see that in the Sarlacc pit. But anyway, so overall, how did you like? So a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best. What would you rate?
10, 10, 10. I loved it. I loved the episode. I really loved it. Like after Mandalorian, it's been a year now, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And now finally it came and it didn't disappoint at all. I love it how in the beginning they started immediately going into how he got out of Sarlacc and about his past. So I really also, as an editor, I have to say I love the transition between the past and the present. I was never a big fan of transitions in Star Wars movies. They're just like so basic. I don't like that. But this like sort of grainy and almost glittery. It's perfect.
Yeah. And, it's not confusing. You totally get, this is a flashback now. This is the real timeline. Because, talking about timelines like The Witcher and the Star Wars universe gets more and more complicated with all the shows coming up. We talked about it, right? And I was like, okay, when does it play? Does it play 5 years after, what timeline? So I think timeline-wise, we can say it is after season 2 of The Mandalorian, but not that much later, because I think they're just setting up the kingdom, let's call it kingdom, right? So they're just, starting, to plant the seed. This is the new overlord now, the crime lord, and pay me tribute and whatnot. So it can't be way later than the Mandalorian. That's my guess, but we don't know. We don't have any confirmation time-wise.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, as it finishes, as you see them on the throne, that's how the season picks up. So I would also say it's around that timeline.
Yeah. Good. So, and that timeline, and we talk about that later, can mean we get cameos. We can get a Luke. Luke is obviously alive. He's a young Luke at that time. We can get more Luke here because yes, please. We can obviously, Grogu the Mandalorian, or the people from the Mandalorian. We can get Ashoka.
So cool.
I mean, I would love Ashoka. She showed up, in the Mandalorian. That could be something, because I do think not because I want Jedis all the time, but I do think they hinted a little bit at that when they showed. Now let's get into the season. When they showed the scene that was literally one of the first scenes, him in the pit where Jango was killed by the Jedi, right?
When he's holding the helmet, that's such a mighty scene.
I know. And, he gets killed by whom? By Mace Windu, right? Who beheads his father. And I think that obviously this is a big moment. And he said, the dreams are back. Obviously, when your father dies and you're there and you witness it by Jedis, obviously that's a big moment for you. But I don't know, maybe it does foreshadow something, or Jedi coming, and obviously it will be problematic because, the Empire fell. There are almost no more Jedis after Order 66 left, but there are a few out in the galaxy, so I don't know. Let's see. Would you like Jedis?
Sorry, I would like them to come, of course. But I wanted to say, just because they're playing between the past and between the present timeline, it's cool because anything can happen. Anything is possible between he was a child practically and now, so they can do with the story whatever they want, and that's cool.
Yeah, I like it. And I think we'll get more flashbacks. I don't think that was the only I think we'll get lots of flashbacks to explain, what has he been doing in the meantime, because of, in the 3 OG ones, he had like 3, 4, 5 sentences, right? And just a few scenes.
Yeah, I think he's 5 in total, actually.
Yeah, something like that.
But all scenes were really cool. He was a space cowboy. All scenes.
He was, yes. And the thing is, he was, how he stood there when Han was frozen in the cavern. I really liked his demeanor and everything. So just to get the things out of the way, so this was directed, I think, by Rodriguez, which is really cool, and you can see it in the way how things look. It's like a B movie. That is what Rodriguez is known for, right? But I really love and enjoy that. I think the music, or the score at least, was by Göransson, who did The Mandalorian. How did you like the score?
Loved it. It's really beautiful. I love the whole team. The music is amazing. The whole episode, it's very nice.
Totally fitting. When they showed different races, different people, the themes changed. When they fought, the themes changed. I always enjoy that about Star Wars. And it's not just space music, it's also they wove in themes like traditional, like Western themes and different themes. I really enjoy and love that. And okay, so the episode was titled "A Strange Man in a Strange Land." And what did you think about them not translating anything any alien and any race said? Because that's not common. Very often they translate it, even in Star Wars. What do you like it, don't like it? What did it?
Well, it makes me, when they don't translate, it always makes me wonder. And then I sometimes think maybe mystery is better, because what makes us love Boba so much? The whole mystery that surrounds him, in fact. I love their inner humor. Fennec and Boba, there's like, I just loved it when they're like, oh, yeah, we need to get a protocol droid. Definitely.
They're just going with the flow. Cool. They didn't have a plan. They just arrived there, took over. And then they're seeing, okay, this is not working, this is not working. Or when he said in that
what
scene,
is he saying? I think something about friendship.
something about friendship. Okay. And when they say, you know, shouldn't he pay us tribute? We're the crime lords. Like I really, you know, like the good
Yeah,
Star Wars humor is back, which I really enjoy and
yeah, I
love.
really love
But
the humor the whole time. Like when they are just like, "Oh, you just maybe if you just accept their ways and
100%, yeah. And the thing is, you know, like humor can be done, you know, Star Wars was always funny, right? But in the last ones, and you know, everybody who knows me knows I'm shitting on the new ones, but the thing is like in the last one, you know, when all the jokes like with Hux and all these people, they it wasn't funny. Like your mother is on the phone, like that's not Star Wars. You can bring this is not an American sitcom, right? This is effing Star Wars. So you know, the humor needs to be, you know, with a special twist, like love in Star Wars, right? Han and Leia, you know, they never get it on. She just says I love you and he says I know, but it's one of the
yeah,
best and greatest epic love
it's the
stories,
best.
right? So you don't always need the in your face thing, but so I really like that. Sorry, my cat is meow. And yes, so I really coming back to the no translation, I think it really gave a good vibe and feeling for him literally being there. You know, he doesn't know what's happening, and we as viewers know what happened to Anakin's mom, right? So
Yeah,
so
exactly.
they actually how they were introduced to us, right? The Tusken Raiders, they were monsters. They were basically
Complete.
animals who you know they killed me. They slowly let her bled out or whatever it was. I don't really remember.
I never really
Um,
understood why.
I
Why?
I don't either. I don't either.
I've read that some of them think that it was actually Palpatine who sent them on that mission to make
Yeah,
Anakin more go down the dark path. But I really never,
yeah,
from the movies themselves, I never understood why would they do that. They didn't really
yeah.
use her for any kind of labor. At least here we are seeing what they're doing. They use them for labor, and that's good. It gives them also a little bit of a backstory. I like that
Yeah.
about the series. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it too. But you know, in the beginning, we were like, I mean, obviously we know Boba survives, right? But in the beginning, you were like, oh my God, what are they doing with him? And he doesn't know, right? It's not like you met, he obviously knew what a Tusken Raider was, but they don't interact, you know? So I really like that he was there. He doesn't know what is my fate, you know, and then he doesn't understand where these people are saying, right? So that is really frightening. And yeah, I really like that because obviously, you know, we know he survives and we know Tatooine and you know, we know so much, but with them not translating what they are saying, but we get what they are saying, right? And that's the cool thing.
Yeah, and I really liked his interaction with that massif. Is it massif? How do you pronounce that? Like iguana dog-like creature?
Oh yeah. I think the name was Massive. I don't know. Is it the
Massif.
race or the? Yeah, I didn't know.
I
I
don't know.
don't. Yeah.
I really, I
It's,
really like how he cuddles him before he he uses him to break himself
yep. And
out of
then
the
in the
ropes.
end, you know, no hard feelings, mate.
No hard feelings.
I really love
Yeah,
that.
but in the end, he does walk behind him. Huh? He is walking behind him like proudly. So when he,
Yeah, and that's you know what dogs very often do. You know, they take a bit of time to get adapted to their human, and then they're very
they
loyal.
need an
And I think this
alpha,
is
and he proved to be an alpha. Yeah.
he did, yes, and he did to the Sand People, and this is I think the theme of what we will see in the Boba Fett show, and we'll get to the dialogues where he hints at what will happen there. So yes, so he's entered, so going back to the now timeline basically. So he's the new crime lord. We know obviously, you know, Jabba was killed on that thingy above the Salak pit, and then Bib Fortuna took over. Bib now gone as well, and he's the new crime lord, and he, you know, I really like the idea that he's not too overpowered and you still see he's vulnerable. He doesn't win the fight. He, you know, he still wears the helmet with a dent in the
Yeah.
helmet. He doesn't look and he doesn't want to be that king, you know, who's carried around. He's, you know, just trying to find his way and not wanting to do the exact same thing, you know, all the others did before, because it clearly didn't work out. They're all dead.
Yeah, like he said, like rule with respect. That was like the most common sentence you could find in any trailer. Like he doesn't want to rule by fear. I also like when he takes these Gomorians as when he decides not to kill them, and when he takes them to be his servants. Basically, is it servants? No, servants.
Yeah, well, like I think there's something like a bodyguard, I would say. Yeah. And it is so cool, you know, that he doesn't kill them, because I don't know, they are like, so the Gomorreans, they said, you know, they work for Jabba and then for Bib, right? And then Fennec suggests, okay, kill them, but it totally pays off that he doesn't do it, because later on they save their ass, right? Without them, they would be dead. So his idea of loyalty instead of, and this is a very, you know, I told you this when we exchanged, you know, what we think of this. I think it's more, I don't think this is a Western. It looks very Western because of the bloody sand, but that's just Tatooine. For me, this is very chivalry. This is very medieval knight and king. This doesn't give me Western vibes, right? This is loyalty to your king, paying tribute to your king. You see when Boba is in his room, when he gets out of the Bacta tank, you see him getting in gear. This is how kings and knights got
the
prepared
droids
for
putting
battle.
all the pieces on him. True. I feel maybe it switched from space cowboy that he was presented first in the movies into more, like you say, medieval themes, like even the way that they fight, in fact, with those armors, same.
Yeah, exactly. So they took, and this is very, very interesting, because in the Mandalorian, everything is about technology, right? You know, he wants the jetpack, right? This is like the biggest thing ever to get the bloody jetpack, right? Then, you know, he has all the gear. He's gearing up, you know, this armor, this is very technological. This is what the Mandalorians are about. I'm not
they are
complaining,
about
right?
technology, indeed.
Exactly. So this is really cool, and this is how somebody like Sabine in Rebels makes sense, and this is an important part of their, you know, of them evolving and of their culture. But I like that Boba, although being a Mandalorian, I mean, you can, you know, like people still say he is he not, but he says he is, so he is. And so I really like that it gets from all this technology back to the basics. He doesn't have anything. He fights with his bare hands and the chains he has, right? And with a stick later on. So yes, he is still that Mandalorian. He still wears the helmet and the armor. But if he's stripped of everything, he's still an epic good fighter.
Exactly what we see in the past with that sand monster, who looks totally like Kentaur to me in a way, except the double hands, except the it's like when he walks on those two hands, it does a little bit resemble. And that fight was awesome. It's really like really good. The when he puts the chains down, that's just, the scene was so strong.
I know.
I had to watch it twice.
Yeah, and that is always the question, you know, are these Mandalorians even good fighters without their armor, right? Like without all the technology. And this is a very human question as well, you know, without, and we see it now in the apocalypse we're still in, right? So without all the technology, can we still do the same things? And yes, Boba can. He is, you know, he kicks ass.
We might not, but Boba can.
Boba can, yeah. So take a book out of, take a chapter out of Boba's book or whatever. We're both not native speakers, so we don't know. But anyway, so I really like that. And going back to 1 second to his dream, to the scene where he is captured in the camp, and you talked about him being a good guy. Was there any moment where you were like, what are you doing, Boba? Run for your life?
It didn't look like him. It was like, why are you not just going away? Why are you even asking him, does he want to come along, and letting him sound the alarm and then get you into this situation? Yeah, it was. But I think this is very important for the story, so that's why they made it this way. But maybe Boba in the past, I don't know, he was known as ruthless.
Yeah, and again, obviously this is his job, right? And he just wanted to save his ass. He wants to do his job. He needs his money, so he doesn't look out for other people. But it is very interesting that here, he literally tries to save, we don't know the name, but the rodent, who was also trapped there with him. He could have escaped running, right? But he tried to save his life. And even in the end, he didn't try to kill him or anything. Obviously, he got killed by that, whatever that sand monster was. But he still tried to save that guy's life, and he wasn't mad at him. He said, "Oh my God, if you would just shut your mouth, we would have escaped." But I think like his reaction could have been way different, like angry, but he wasn't even really angry.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That was different than the Boba that you would imagine from the other stories. When he is trying to kill Master Windu and it fails, so he leaves all the clones behind, right?
Yeah.
So it is a little bit of a different in the story, a little bit more humanity that they gave him, and I like that. This is like what a perfect anti-hero should be like.
Exactly. And even the storyline in the Mandalorian with Din, right? They mentioned he did horrible things, right? So he also hasn't been just a good guy. And obviously, I don't like people relax. I don't want Boba to be a good guy. I just want to see different, like a character development. I think we will have scenes where the loyalty, and is he a good guy, and does a good guy sometimes have to do bad things, as well. I think that will come in the show as well, where there be these questions and these trials Boba has to go through.
Yeah, I think there were two scenes which showed him very mighty. That one when he kills the sand monster, and the other one when they are fighting on a square, and you can see him basically just defending. He's not really attacking, he's just defending there. And then there's a moment where he spikes the guy. That's the moment where you can see him as him, right?
Yeah. But that I wondered about that scene. So tell me, what do you think? Because everybody was watching, right? This is a big market square, and these assassins come at them. And he just said a moment before, we're the new crime lords now. They just got their tribute from that lady in the cantina. I think you know her name. I didn't even get the name.
I wrote it down.
Whatever her name was. Anyway, so he just mentioned, I'm the new overlord now, and then he gets attacked in the middle of his town. This is his town, it's like the mafia.
His territory.
Yeah, his territory, and then he gets attacked. And this is very like, why doesn't he show and prove everybody, I am that badass, like I can kick their ass. I don't even need Fennec. I don't need my Gamorrean guards. I don't need nobody. I can do it. I found is that easy to weak, or
is it maybe still too weak because he needed to go back to healing
the Bacta,
to Bacta, yeah. So maybe also he's not in his full strength after everything what's happened, and we don't know really what happened after the Mandalorian until now. So this is also something we need to still see in the story, which I hope they reveal.
True. Yeah. So maybe he didn't need the Bacta before. Now he needs it because something else happened. We, as you say, we don't know. But that was me questioning. Okay, so maybe he is not as strong, and they had to get him to the Bacta right away, right? He said, "Get me to the Bacta."
Yeah.
But he wasn't hurt that badly. I mean, I don't know how these energy thingies work, but I don't think they kill him, and I don't think the I'm not sure if the assassin's job was really to kill them or to bring them to somebody.
Which we will find out now when Fennec brings the guy back to Boba, probably.
We will find out in episode 2, exactly. So we talked about the throne room scene. Just let's go through it a bit, like scene by scene.
Okay.
And then we talked about the Gamorrean guards, now being loyal to him, and they prove him right for not killing them, which I really like. I like the look of them, by the way.
They're ugly
Um,
cute, I would
I
say.
know they're
Just
so
like that,
ugly, cute.
just like that massive. He's so cute to me. I mean, I've always wanted to have an iguana and a crocodile as a kid. So this is like the in between, but also a
It
little bit
is,
like a
it is.
dog. So it's perfect
They're
combination. I
really
love
cool.
it. I'd
Yep.
have one.
So that cantina lady, we don't know her name. Maybe you will remember her name throughout. And what did you think? So first of all, yay, we always get a cantina scene. I'm not mad about that. Give me more cantina scenes. And yeah, so I really thought this is too easy, right? So what did you feel about? So I mean, this is Mos Espa, they're used to anything, and they knew Bib was dead, Jabba was dead. So she makes shitloads of money. I think she's like the madam running it, basically. She
Mm-hmm.
makes a lot of money. You see that. She looks wealthy as well. She doesn't look like somebody, who wants to fight or get problems. So she rather pays. But I found it very strange. She literally accepted it the second he said, I've I took over, and then she pays them, she puts the money in the helmet. I
Yeah,
found
she
that
shines the
very
helmet.
yeah,
I don't.
cleaning the helmet. So when I go to a bar now, I bring a helmet and say, can you clean the helmet? And then I expect, whatever, some money or presents in there. No, just kidding. But did you find that I think she's very suspicious. I don't think I think there's an agenda. I think she or Crimson Dawn, or whoever now is, running Crimson Dawn, the underworld, that we got introduced to in Solo. I think they sent the assassins. I don't think, because we had the scene before, we didn't
With
talk
the
about it,
mayor.
when the
Yeah.
guy from the mayor came and didn't pay his tribute, but he said, "Where's your tribute?" Which I okay. Um, Even Boba didn't get it. So you think, because he said you will get some
Yes,
visitors.
he said, if oh, thank you for letting me go. That's very nice. I don't think Mayor is going to see it the same way, and you might get
Yeah.
more visitors. And that's just that scene was very near after this one, so I just thought like
I
maybe
know.
they sent the guys in red, but I don't know.
It would make sense. Um, I think the casino lady has something to do with it, and I don't think she's just, an innocent madam of this
Yeah,
cantina. I
like this is
really,
now your establishment. It is yours. Just take it.
yeah, it was too easy. Nothing in Star Wars is ever that easy.
That is true. Although that was never really hers. She's leading it, right? So this was
Yeah,
after. I mean, Jabba had it before, so maybe it was normal that now belongs to the new crime lord. So
yeah,
maybe for her it's just a change of whoever is on
yeah,
top. It doesn't matter. Also, but
yeah,
yeah, then you
yeah.
have a different suspicion. So let's
Yeah,
go with that
no,
now.
and this is no, and you're right. This is, how these mafia, things work. But yeah, I found it just a tad bit too easy. And we saw her, I think, I remember, I didn't see the trailer 500 times, but we saw her in so she will have a bigger role. And yeah, so let's see what will happen with her. I don't trust her, but let's see. And the thing is, you're right, so the Trandoshians who came into his throne room in the beginning, we also didn't understand what they said, but they paid their tribute, right? They brought him gifts and whatnot. So I do think those ones accepted it, like you said, right away. They said, okay, you're the new guy here, have it. See you, next
Yeah,
month or
exactly.
whenever. Yeah, could be. Okay, so let's get to the line of Jabba ruled with fear and I intend to rule with respect. So, what do you expect from the series hearing this?
Well, I expect this, what we've seen, that he's not gonna disintegrate people for no reason. and that he is gonna really try to be righteous. That's somehow how I see his path from here on out.
And you
What
can
about
be
you?
righteous and still, hunt down people if they've done something wrong, or if they,
Exactly.
and I think this will be very mafia, The Good Father. Like, I think there was a scene where they all sat on a round table and discussed, like the crime syndicate overlords, and gave me Godfather vibes. And I do think, you can even punish people if somebody doesn't play along, and you agree to something and they don't do it, so you still can punish those people. That's still righteous, right?
Exactly, it's still by the code. Well, he lives by his own code. That's the whole point.
And so I like that. And we don't know the code yet. We don't know.
We don't know.
I think there will be evil deeds as well, right?
Although in movies, whenever he could get a double prize, he would go for it. He wouldn't be shy of it. So he's probably money is one of the things that matters to him. But it's not only
and
money.
You need to, you need that money to run a bloody empire. This is what they said. When they walked there, they were like, "Oh, this is a big city." He had many people working for him. You have to pay these people, right? So you need money to come in. So yeah.
Did you like more the past events or the present? What was nicer for you in this first episode?
Present.
Yeah.
You?
A past. I wanted to get an explanation, and I loved it that they just went straight into explaining it, that they didn't make it like something that they're just going to put on a side and we just continue guessing. They are actually showing that they are going to explain, and I love that, because there was always this wondering, like, where was he between the Sarlacc and Mandalorian? What happened? What how? So that's
true. And how he survived, everybody was, after they saw him in the Mandalorian, everybody was like, I mean, if you read the legends, comics and the novels, he is alive. But if you've just seen the movies, you're like, okay, he dead.
Sarlacc burped after him. But no, if you know that it takes 1,000 years to digest, and he had plenty of opportunities to save himself. Although that stormtrooper didn't.
Oh no! Yeah,
but he came in handy to him, so that's also cool. I like the mini role of a stormtrooper. In the series.
He did. No, I mean, I like the sand people thing, and that in the end he is apparently now part of that tribe, right? It looks like it, because he saved the kid. Obviously the kid tried to tell everybody, I killed the bloody sand monster, because he did the moves and showed the chains. And the boss, who, I don't know their hierarchy or anything, but I think it was like the boss of that tribe. He knew, and he was standing next to him and then giving him the water, being like, yep, you're one of us now. And you see it because
because of also his outfit. He has also a Tuscanian outfit on, so there must have been a story with that, and it's cool that they are saying now what happened and how he became to be one of them. He didn't just keep his white, like, I don't know, was it underwear? I guess.
And he fights with the staff in the Mandalorian from them. So he obviously adapted that culture, right? And it's part of his Mandalorian way of fighting and culture now. And I really, like they weave that together. And I think you're right. I think we will see more of that story as well. It won't just, episode 2 just be present. I don't think so. We need to
I hope
more.
so. I hope we get to see more of the past. Even like past, so we get to see more characters from the past coming.
Yeah. And Fennec, let's talk about her. What do you expect? Because from the trailers, how they played it out is, Boba's the good guy. Fennec is like, you always have like the good and the bad angel on your shoulders, whispering in your ear. And she was always in the trailers. I don't know how, sometimes they portray something and it doesn't play out like that. But she always was like, yeah, let's kill him. Let's do that. She's always like sometimes wanting the easy way out. But she's an assassin. She is a warrior and fighter. I don't think she's interested in the big story, right? She just wants the kill and the moment. She lives for the moment, and
I
I
think
think this is why they work so good together.
I think she's very loyal to him because he saved her. So there's this like I owe you my life situation here. So she's ready to do anything to defend him. I like how he says like keep an eye on him, and she's like I keep an eye on everyone. So
that's cool.
She is his big protector. That's very cool to me also. So I don't think she's just the bad guy. She's like this. A little bit naughty, maybe a little bit even naughtier than him, which is cool.
Yeah, I like it. And that it is a woman, right? And oh my God, that scene when she's going after the assassins, when he gives her the go, but he still says, bring him alive. But
yeah, he kills one and then he says,
I know, I love that. That was so cool. And but she's literally, she doesn't have a gun. She didn't bring anything. She's just fighting with her, Hello guys, sorry, some technical difficulties. That's when you're not at home in your normal setup. But yeah, let's come to an end. I think we talked about almost everything. Fennec, I think we both agree. We really like her. I think she'll bring a lot to the show. She's a female character with a purpose. It's not just
and a badass. Total badass.
And a badass, yeah. And right, she's doing that because, this is her purpose. This is really who she is. She is not given this storyline. It doesn't look fake. She is just this badass. It doesn't matter if she's a girl or if she's male or female or whatnot. She just is, and she's cool.
And she's the only connection, in fact, between Boba and Omega. Yeah. She's the only connection, and I'm very curious to see if they're gonna research that and if they're gonna put something in this story about that as well.
Yeah, I think this is what they'll do. I really do think they are setting something up like Marvel is doing. I mean, Filoni's on, he's there, and I think he's interested in. He brought Ashoka in, right, to connect it to Clone Wars. I think they're bringing more and more Rebels characters in. It would make sense time wise. They brought Luke back, to make the old fans like us, we're not that old, but happy, who saw the OG trilogy. And I really do think they are weaving a universe like Marvel does to connect it, but it doesn't need to, I don't want Luke to show up in everything, but I'm happy that they give fans, and I don't think fan service is something bad. A lot of people are like, oh, this is just lazy writing to bring Luke in. I really loved it. I cried. I mean, call me a crybaby. I cried when I saw Luke show up in The Mandalorian, and I really enjoyed that moment. And I think even for children, it brings something like, oh, this is what my dad grew up with. It connects people, and I really like what they're doing there. They do it in a natural way.
Exactly. It works as a completely new show for new generation, but it also works for us who saw it a few years back, or
yeah, and it makes you go back and see, oh, okay, so why? Because he was just like, and I think this is the fan service. They saw, oh my God, like everybody's buying the Boba Funkos, everybody's still obsessed. I have a Boba t-shirt. I have one Star Wars shirt, no, two. I'm lying, I have two. I have like 4 geek shirts all of my life, and I am somebody who would buy that stuff, and one of the 2 is Boba, right? So that tells you everything.
See, I have Vader. I have Vader.
You do.
I have 2, and both are.
Of course you do. Whenever Mia edits my videos, I always they're all about baddies, my Lord of the Ring videos, and I think Mia was like, she's my girl.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I think we really enjoy this. Mia, do we want to continue? Do you want to keep coming to the channel?
Absolutely, I loved it. I cannot wait for another week to pass. I really can't wait now.
Same. I wanted, like as a creator, you obviously want everything to drop, week by week, so you have time. As a viewer,
but
you
as
want
somebody who wants
everything
to see, it's like I wish it was Netflix. We just had the whole season out today, and I could binge it through the night. But
I know.
maybe this
Anyway,
way is better. This way is better. We get to take in more details if we watch it more times. But
we'll be patient. And Mia, tell everybody. I'll have all your links down below. So tell people, where can they find you? What are you doing?
Okay, so except editing videos, I also have my own podcast. It's called Rose Koze podcast, and it's actually Pink Goats. We talk about everything, mostly about personal growth, self-care, but there were some very, very like juicy topics before. So there are a few episodes are in English, so also listeners of yours can tune in if they want. And you can find me on Instagram. It's very simple, mia.edits.podcast, and that's it.
Yeah, I'll have it linked here below. And Mia and I are both like, and Mia and I are both yoga people. So this is how we sit. Everybody's always
exactly.
Everybody's always like, what are you doing, woman? Anyway, so I really enjoyed this. We will be back next Wednesday, same time-ish. We will find a way. We hope you people enjoyed this, because again, normally I just do Lord of the Rings. But yeah, I want to branch out and do a little bit of Star Wars. I won't cover every show, and like I definitely want to do Obi-Wan. That's what I'm really waiting for. He's my favorite character next to Qui-Gon. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed this, people. Till the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone. Bye.